Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Throwin Sliders 55 at I-55 Speedway in Peebly, Missouri, presented by Racing Rowdy Ranch. This is Brandon Hall, creator of Scrubbin' Tires Media and co-host of the Throwin Sliders podcast, on the mic and controls for you, giving you wire-to-wire coverage of tonight's race. Tonight's rundown includes mini stock, single car qualifying, 4 6-lap heat races to determine the starting lineup for the 55-lap feature event. All cars will make the show, so no one is going home, at least not before the feature. If this is your first time tuning in, please like, share, follow, and give us a shout on our Facebook and YouTube pages alike. For our diehards, welcome back. So with that, let's kick back and enjoy this event with dirt mini stocks on deck.
This is the Throwin Sliders podcast with Blair and Brandon.
All right, back at you. Again, coming to you from Peebly, Missouri, Federated Auto Parts at I-55 Speedway. Currently following the Scrubbin' Tires Media Throwin Sliders podcast, Racing Rowdy Ranch, number 3BH. As we get underway with some hot laps here. Hot laps, couple minutes of hot laps anyway, before we get into qualifying. And we'll take you through the field here as the cars start to make their way from the pit road concrete strip onto the track, go through the field, presented by Rhino Linings of Pueblo. So we'll see who else we got on the track here. This is the number 35, Greg Dreiling, that blue, black, and yellow scheme. As you can see the ticker left side of your screen, drivers currently following highlighted in yellow, fastest lap times and last lap times to the right, furthest right-hand columns on your ticker there. See who else we got on deck. This is the number 25 of Daniel Fuller, in that black and orange machine. Got the 03 of Mr. Greg Piccone, also goes by Mr. Rico, and he is in the fence. All right, we got the number 23 of Austin Rodasta, and that Rhino Linings of Pueblo, roughTruckRacing.com mini stock. Good looking paint job there. And looks like Mr. Dreiling and Brandon Hall get together there. Just practice, no harm, no foul. Got any other entries on the track here? We follow along with the 23 of Austin Rodasta again. Getting tracked pretty tacky at this point. Not a lot of rubber laid down with only a couple cars on the track. You'll see what Austin just did multiple times throughout the night, I'm sure. Getting up, trying to find as much speed, much grip, moisture as you can. Follow Daniel Fuller around for a couple laps as we get more entries on deck. Try to get through all the cars, and then we'll go straight into qualifying. So Mr. Piccone is technically the 03, but we had two entries with the 03 number, so Mr. Piccone slapped a 1 in front of that number, and
My back hurt.
so that was gracious of
Yeah,
him.
man. No worries.
Follow Mr. Greg Dreiling around,
Finally figured out my mic thing.
just ahead of Mr. Austin Rodasta. See the 3BH back on track, making some hot laps right in front of Daniel. Looks like we got a few entries trickling in here. So far, it looks like the fastest hot lap anyway is 14.145 by the 3BH for Brandon Hall. See if that stands up for the rest of hot laps. Again, looks like we got some other entries that have entered the race. Just getting things set up, it looks like, and get out there for some hot laps. Take a look at this little battle. Oh, almost a slider. Again, for those new to iRacing, usually every race begins with some sort of hot laps, practice, whatever you want to call it, for a designated period of time. This one was 15 minutes. The length. A little bit of background on the race is a stock setup, so everybody's on equal setups. The only thing you can really change is your steering wheel angle. That's about it. Plenty of fuel to make it the distance. No fast repairs and no extra sets of tires for these gentlemen in the pits. Again, 55 laps is the feature. Got a couple heat races to determine the starting lineup, and also got qualifying, of course, but qualifying will start the heat race lineup. It looks like because so many entries were entered in here, it looks like other people are sharing practice sessions. Just an iRacing thing that they do, so you don't get all the cars on track at one time, to give you, ample time and space, I should say, to get some practice laps in. So we'll just go through the field. I'll pick a car, ride around. We got the other 03 of Luke Zeich. He's in the other practice session, so you don't see him on screen. Currently showing the other 03 of Greg Rico Piccone. We mentioned the 3BH there in the pits, Scrubbing Tires Media Throwin Sliders Podcast Racing Rowdy Ranch entry. We got the number 9 in the other practice session as well of Curtis Heldenbrand, the Manscaped Lawn Care, the Before and After Project, and Michael Scott Trucking entry. We got the 14 of Connor Trantham in the other practice session as well. Got the 17 of John Dohan in that unsponsored 17 entry. Got the other 23 car of Mr. Jordan Abeda in the Colorado Mechanical Systems entry. And on your screen, as mentioned before, the other 23, Austin Rodasta, the rouughtruck.com Rhino Linings of Pueblo entry. And then back to that 25 machine. It looks like he's in the pits, but Daniel Fuller, 25 machine. We got the 32 of Scott Trantham, the 33 of Torn Shirts,
Sorry, Curtis.
the 35 of Greg Dreiling right there on your screen. Gregory Thorough in the 38 Elite Performance Industries Cyclone Car Wash GL Lighting Motorsports GB22 Designs entry. Nick Nichols in the 75 machine, also in the other practice session. In the 75 Holland Glass machine. Mark Bremkamp in the 78. His sponsors are Me, Myself, and I, so appreciate that. Ian Clark in the 82 Coke Transportation, the Before and After Project Gun Automotive machine there. Eddie Garcia in the 89 United Towing and Recovery, and Melody Garcia with Keller Williams Realty machine. Kyle Petit in the number 90 Petit Motorsports Rockefeller Racing Four Seasons Heating machine. And last entry on the list, Zach Maroney in the 720 machine. So that is your rundown through the field, brought to you by if I could talk, Rhino Linings of Pueblo. I'll get it out eventually. Again, multiple practice sessions going on, so everybody gets ample time and space. So we'll shift ahead to qualifying. See if we can get that.
Sorry, Scott.
It looks like still in practice. Lots of buttons going on, so bear with me. Just trying to get to qualifying here. It looks like we are on qualifying, so we'll ride around with the 3BH, Scrub and Tires Media, Throwin Sliders Podcast, Racing Rowdy Ranch entry. So he takes the checkered flag there, goes straight to the top. Follow Mr. Connor Trantham in the 14 machine here. So looks like he is coming to the checkered of his second of 2 qualifying laps. Got the 23 machine of Jordan Abeda. Again, shows 6 on your screen, but he is the 23. iRacing does not allow duplicate numbers, fortunately. Jordan Abeda is going to come in 5th quick. A 14.710 as he comes around to finish his second lap here. See if he can better that. Yeah. And he will by about 4/10, so 14.340 for Mr. Abeda. It's like Eddie Garcia finished. We got the number 90 of Kyle Petit, sporting that Richard Petty paint scheme from the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. He comes to complete lap 1 of his qualifying session rather, at Ford Mustang, Pontiac. How dare I say Mustang? He comes in at a 14.458 on his first lap. See if he can better that. Again, single car qualifying. Everybody's got their own track. Connor Trantham, maybe just burning some laps. Looks like his session is over. Scott Trantham finishes. Got the supposed to be 17 of John Dohan. Score sheet says the 17, but we'll call it the 15. Greg Dreiling on track, coming to complete lap number 1, maybe lap number 2. Greg Dreiling, 14.460. Again, some of these guys, you get many laps really as you want. 2 will be scored so long as you don't have any incidents, hitting the wall, spinning out, etc. You can burn it down for the full duration. I believe it's 5 minutes of qualifying. So far it looks like Brandon Hall with a 14.291, followed by Luke Zeich, a 14.324. Nick Nichols, 14.328 is your top 3 qualifying. And I believe that'll do it. So Brandon Hall is your quick time winner of the evening as we get ready for some heat races. The iRacing official pace truck, that Chevy Silverado. Looks like we got Brandon Hall, Jordan Abeda, Connor Trantham. So we get the rest of the grid in. I'll go through the full grid. Kyle Petit is that. That's going to throw me off all night. Number 90, but he's rocking the Richard Petty 43, so I'll try to remember that. Kyle Petit. I believe we're waiting on maybe one more entry before we go ahead and get started. Packed house. Got Barney in the flag stand. Barney the flagman, the only flagman of iRacing. Every race, he's there. rain or shine. No sick days for Barney. Again, believe we're waiting on one more car to grid up. We'll get this first of 4 heat races underway. Connor Trantham letting everybody know he's got 200 horsepower under that hood. All right, there we go. I believe that was the last car, 720 of Zach Maroney, to enter. Maybe not. All right. All right, 5-car field, 6 laps the distance. Caution laps do not count in the event there is a caution. They'll do 2 pace laps coming to 1 to green there. The pace truck had lights on it, you would see. Well, it looks like they do on the back, but they're not on. And they're not supposed to be on for the last lap under pace lap. So here we go. 6 laps the distance. See that pace truck pull off here. See exits corner 3 into 4. And we are green. 6 laps for this heat race to determine the starting lineup. As we see Kyle Petit take a look on the inside of Jordan Abeta. Now he's side by side with Mr. Connor Trantham. The 3BH leads him out of 4 to complete lap number 1, I should say. Got a nice little battle heating up for first place here between Jordan Abeta and Brandon Hall. He takes a look underneath. Oh, close quarters there. Got one in the fence it looked like Zach Maroney. Put some white paint on that front stretch wall. As we come around to complete halfway of this heat race number 1. No change in your running order here. But he's kind of spread out a little bit, just feeling their way around. Again, track changed a little bit from hot laps to qualifying, so everybody's just trying to figure that out. Jordan Abeta knocking on the door there. He didn't touch the bumper, he sure scared it. That 3BH machine. Connor Trantham holding third there as we get the white flag from Mr. Barney. See if Jordan Abeta here in that 23 blue and white machine can do anything here. He's looking low. Is he going to try something? Slide job-ish. Oh, and he knocks the 3BH into the fence there to get the checkers. So, all right. Like the aggression there for Mr. Abeta as he gets heat race number 1. Followed by Brandon Hall in the 3BH, Connor Trantham in the 14, Kyle Petit in that number 90, and the 720 of Zach Maroney. All right. Little fireworks for heat race number 1. So we get them gridded up for heat race number 2. See the 03 of Luke Zeich, who was your second place qualifier in that 03 on the pole position. Outside Greg Dreiling in that 35 machine. Got Gregory Thorough in that Little Tyke 38 machine. We didn't get to see him in qualifying our hot laps.
Clear inside. All
Daniel
clear.
Fuller in the 25 and Ian Clark in the 82 machine there.
You got this, Cupcake.
There's that Little Tykes machine. Nice little paint job. Everybody had those cars when they were younger. Fred Flintstone in it. Around the garage or outside. Nevertheless, 1 to go for this heat race number 2. Again, Luke Zeich on the pole position. As we go down the back stretch, watch the pace car dive into the pits there. We'll say it's a hard left. There's a tire right there. You see. Oh, and he hits it. All right, Luke Zeich leads him to the point into one. Ian Clark looks under Greg Dreiling there. Daniel Fuller under Gregory Thorough. They kind of find their place here. Greg Dreiling still peeking underneath Luke Zeich as we enter the corners here, corner entry. Ian Clark maybe has something for Greg Dreiling there as they, and they get into each other, and Ian Clark is going to spin out your second place runner. See if we can get to that. All right, we'll take you slow motion. See the 82 underneath Greg Dreiling, just gets into his left rear there. And on dirt, that is 9 times out of 10 a loop around. Track conditions are slick. Yep, Greg Dreiling got it, the wheels pointed right, but there's not much he could do there. See the flames coming out of Ian Clark's tailpipes trying to let off, but I think it's a little bit too late. Luckily, no contact for Mr. Dreiling, and he gets it righted. Tough luck there for Greg Dreiling. So that will move Gregory Thorough into the second place spot with Daniel Fuller in third. Ian Clark. Oh, positions are changing like crazy. Nevertheless, Ian Clark should be in the fourth position, I believe. I must have got a EOL penalty from the race control, I believe I'm being told. Kind of a gentleman's rule. If you cause the incident or caution, you will be going to the back. So, almost made it halfway through heat race number 2. More fireworks. In dirt racing, single file restarts after the initial start. I believe they're coming to 1 to go. Luke Zeich leading all 3 laps so far. All right, now we should be on 1 to go. Headlights are out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. He'll make that hard left, hopefully not bounce off the yellow tire there. Oh, does it again. All right, Luke Zeich leads him back to green. Dives into turn number 1. Should be 2 to go. We follow Daniel Fuller here. Ian Clark in pursuit behind as he dives low. Oh, 2 for 1. Nope. Ian Clark going for 2 positions there, and Greg Dreiling doesn't get it done, and we have a side-by-side battle for the 4th and 5th place spots here. And Ian Clark is going to go ahead and take that position from Daniel Fuller. Greg Dreiling looking for one more on the final lap of this 6-lap heat race. See if he can get anything done. Gregory Thorough just a bit too far. And Ian Clark looking for more at the checkers. Nothing. All right. Luke Zeich, Gregory Thorough, Greg Dreiling, Ian Clark, and Daniel Fuller. That's how we wrap up heat race number 2. Heat race number 3. Got the 78 of Mark Bremkamp there. The 03 of Greg Piccone. Just the number 9 of Curtis Heldenbrand. Waiting for the rest of the cars to grid up. There's the 23 of Austin Radasta. And the 75 of Nick Nichols in that Holland Glass machine. Looks like we're waiting for one more to grid up. Maybe not. 5 is the amount here. The 75 of Nick Nichols will lead this heat race to the green flag. So we take a look at the 78 Me, Myself, and I machine, Mr. Mark Bremkamp. And there's the 23 of Austin Radasta and the Rhino Linings of Pueblo RoughTruckRacing.com machine. '03 of Greg Piccone and the 9 of Curtis Heldenbrand. All right. Headlights are off on the Chevy Silverado iRacing official pace truck. So we should see Nick Nichols leading him to the green here for 6 laps the distance out of 4, and we are green. Curtis Hildenbrand under 78 of Mark Bremkamp as he goes high, wide, and handsome. Curtis Hildenbrand holding that low line. Watch the battle for the lead heat up. Austin Radasta takes a peek underneath. Oh, and he gets into your leader, Nick Nichols, a little bit. Everybody's okay. Lucky there for our leader, Nick Nichols. Austin bounces it off the backstretch wall. Mark Bremkamp trying to make some hay up top. Really getting up there, maybe into the fluff there is that 78. Oh, and we got one in the bottom fence there. That's going to be Rico. He gets it righted, I believe. There he is. So we got battle for the lead heating up. Austin Radasta takes a look underneath Nick Nichols. Can't get him this time as we got 2 to go. Curtis Hildenbrand and Mark Bremkamp getting after it. Good racing in these heat races so far. A little excitement gets everybody fired up for the 55 lap feature, as we take the white flag. Austin Radasta, see if he's got any last second moves up his sleeve. Slide job. Can't do it. Nick Nichols. Oh. Nick Nichols is going to win that one. Austin Radasta gave it everything he had there at the start-finish line. It'll go Nick Nichols, Austin Radasta, Mark Bremkamp, Curtis Hildenbrand, and Greg Rico Bacconi for heat race number 3. All right, 4th and final heat race on deck here before we get into the 55-lap show. So we've got the 89 Eddie Garcia Jr., the 33 of Torn Shirts, 32 of Scott Trantham, and the 15 supposed to be 17 of John Dohan. Torn Shirts leading them. Oh, we got a little contact between Eddie Garcia and Torn Shirts under the pace lap, just letting him know, hey, buddy, I'm here. In 6 laps the distance. As they are stuck together. Everybody trying to get a good launch. Try to beat, or at least get door to door with Torn Shirts going into 1 as we see the headlights off on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. Make that hard left, bounce off the tire, and Torn Shirts will lead them out of 4. Here we go, green flag. Torn Shirts set sail here. Coming out of 4 onto the back stretch. Oh, got a couple on the fence there. John Dohan. Scott Trantham and Eddie Garcia battling for 2nd. Scott takes the high line. Eddie Garcia down low. Good little battle. Torn Shirts is see ya out of here. Got that 33 gear wrench machine tuned up. Looks like the battle's going to be for 2nd here as Torn in another zip code here. John Dohan figuring things out there. Go to Scott Trantham. Got 2 to go here. We're coming to 2 to go there. Now we officially have 2 to go there. Torn Shirts, again, already a 2-second gap back to the 32 of Scott Trantham. And it looks like as long as everything holds out, Torn Shirts is going to be your heat race number 4 winner. As he goes under the stripe, Barney will give him the checkers, and that'll be it. Torn Shirts, Scott Trantham, Eddie Garcia Jr., and John Dohan. will be your final running order of the last and final heat race. All right, here we go. 55 laps on deck for the feature event, 19 entries. We'll see how this shapes up. If it's anything like the heat races, I think we're in store for a good one. So we get all the cars gridded up here. A lot of cars, a lot of fans. Should be a good one.
Good luck, gents. Yeah, they.
All right, so as you can see, your heat race winners based on qualifying position and then so on back, second place, third place, fourth place, so on and so forth, will be your starting grid here. And lots of cars, little track. This should be a good one. So we'll try to get to your leader here.
Luke, why don't you race our leagues?
As Jordan Abeta is going to lead them to the green here, coming out of 4 for 55 laps. As Nick Nichols takes a look underneath Jordan Abeta, and we are green. All right, clean so far. 3BH gets a little swirly there. Got a little banging on the wall you can hear. Ooh, little pull this rookie's chain from torn shirts on Luke Zeich there. Oh, and it looks like we are under caution. We'll go back and try to find that incident. Oh, maybe not. Looks like the caution was waving. All right, the caution is out, so we're going to go back and find exactly what happened there. Oh, well, there it is right there. Looks like we got a whole host of cars in here. You can see the 9 of Curtis Heldenbrand facing the fans, giving them a wave. Got the 82 of Ian Clark involved. Boy, it's hard to list out everybody here. Just follow Ian around here. See if we can see what happened. Looks like the 89 of Eddie Garcia, 90 of Kyle Petit looking underneath the 78 of Mark Bremkamp. See how this whole deal started. It looks like Eddie Garcia, you see the flames coming out of the right side there. That's not the way you want to be pointed on the front stretch. And oh man, Greg Dreiling just nowhere to go. Crumples the front end of that car, as you can see. Then it's just kind of a domino effect there. Curtis Heldenbrand, nowhere to go. And the 82 of Ian Clark right behind him. Again, nowhere to go. Man, tough luck. Looks like John Dohan, he does get into the 82 of Ian Clark there. So call it a 5-car incident here, all starting with the 89 of Eddie Oh, and we got more. Man, really the whole back half of the field, the 720 there of Zach Maroney, hammers Rico. And again, 12X is the incident count. For those not familiar with iRacing, anytime you hit the wall, spin out, hit another driver, anything of the sort, you'll get what's called an incident. And the severity is based on how hard the impact was, if you made someone else crash, etc. But in this race, if you get what's called a 12X, you will be automatically disqualified from the race. So a lot of drivers on lap 1, call it 2, already with some heavy damage and heavy incident points. See if we can go to the 89 of Eddie Garcia here. Not too bad of damage there, obviously on his right front fender from that hit from Greg Dreiling, but Greg Dreiling, I think, got the short end of the stick on that one.
Single file, guys.
I believe they are coming to green. Jordan Abeta still your leader. The lights are off, and we're going to go back green here. Jordan Abeta will lead them out of 4, and we are back underway. Again, only 2 laps completed before that incident. We've got some battles here heating up all over the racetrack, really. 78, Mark Brentkamp underneath Zach Maroney, leading that pass as he looks under the 82 of Ian Clark. Rico, high, wide, and handsome. Oh, and we got another one around. That's Gregory Thorough in that 38 machine. See if we can. Connor Trantham. Don't believe he brought out the. Oh, it looks like the 38 up top. Connor Trantham getting into the inside wall there, and maybe Gregory Thorough. I can get to him. There it is. 38 of Gregory Thorough, just either locking him up or spinning it off of, looks to be turn 4 there. Collecting Scott Trantham, the 90 of Kyle Petit. Looks like Connor Trantham was just on his own when he hit that inside wall. So we'll take one more look at it. Again, coming out of 4. Looks like, yeah, Gregory Thorough just kind of loops in on his own and collects others. Kyle Petit, Connor Trantham, Scott Trantham involved in that one. That'll bring out caution number 2 of the night. Get them lined up here. And Jordan Abeta still leading this thing. Luke's followed by Luke Zeich, Nick Nichols, Torn Shirts, Austin Rodasta, Brandon Hall. Tickers going everywhere here. Light still on the pace truck. And we got 1 to go. Getting single file restart here. Follow Jordan Abeta as he leads the field into turn 4. You can already see the track starting to slick off there in that preferred groove. Make it a challenge, but out of turn 4, Mr. Jordan Abeta in that 23 will lead him back to green. See if we can get some good laps in here. We got some of our competitors trying out that top line as we see the middle groove is already slicked off, rubbered up. Oh, we got maybe a little 3 wide action with the 23 of Austin Rodasta. Thinks better of it. 75 of Nick Nichols looking under Lucas Zeich there. As he gets a little out of shape. Ooh, slaps the wall there. Oh man, right on cue. Greg Piccone and Curtis Heldenbrand get together there. Looks like Curtis, a little bit out of control coming off of what looks to be turn 4, and Rico sliding up the track. It's going to collect him in the left rear, and looks like synchronized swimming here a little bit. So, yep. Well, I guess Rico did not go around, but Curtis Heldenbrand unfortunately got the short end of the stick there. Heavy damage from multiple incidents now on that number 9 machine. See the left front fender pounded in as that left front tire is hanging out there. Getting heavy damage on some of these cars. We follow Zach Maroney there. You can see the front end of his mini stock smashed in. Depending on the incident, how hard you hit the wall or another car, it certainly does have an effect on these cars, mainly steering, alignment, that kind of thing. You hit hard enough, as we see, you know, Zach Maroney, Greg Dreiling, might affect the power on these cars. And looks like Greg Dreiling's got impacts from both front and rear, damage on that machine. Everybody up in the top 5, top 6, looks like no damage so far. But long way to go. 7 of 55 completed here. So we will follow Mr. Jordan Beta. Lights are out on the pace truck, meaning we are going green as he leads the field into turn number 4 in single file. And we are back green. Come to complete lap 8 next time as Nick Nichols looks underneath your leader, Jordan Beta. Can he make it stick? No. Got another opportunity going into 3. And can't quite make the pass. See Jordan tag the wall there a little bit. Torn shirts. How about you? Riding that high line. Oh, we got another incident already. That is the 3BH and the 14 of Connor Trantham, it looks like. See if we can back this thing up and see exactly what happened. See the 90 of Kyle Petit there. All right, so we got the 3BH on the high side, Kyle Petit and Connor Trantham on the low side here. Looks like the 3BH of Brandon Hall maybe comes down on Connor Trantham, but we'll see here. Connor Trantham coming a little bit up, and it looks like one of those racing incidents where they kind of just meet in the middle there. And now we'll go synchronized swimming. How about that? So Connor and Brandon just fighting for that same piece of real estate. Luckily, no one tags the wall there. They'll get it righted. So slight contact. The left side of the 3BH and the right side of the 14 machine there, but nothing in comparison to the previous incident. So we'll see how that shakes out. And again, the end of line penalty gentleman rule is in effect. So we'll see who queues up there and takes fault for that. Jordan Beta getting really good at restarts, though, and it looks like the 3BH of Brandon Hall's either volunteered for the end of line penalty or forced from the race control. So tough break there. I believe he was running 6th at the time of incident. So that'll drop him back to the tail end of the field. So we are coming to 9 laps completed. As Jordan Beta leads him back to green and led all 9 coming to 10 laps so far. Torn shirts bottom feeding there. Trying to overtake the 03 of Luke Zeich. He does, coming out of 4, barely. Oh, Zach Maroney and Curtis Hildenbrand trading some paint there, trading some graphics now that these cars are wrapped. Oh, and Zach Maroney almost causes our next caution. Mark Bremkamp, high, wide, and handsome there, trying to track down that 35 with Greg Dreiling. Good action all the way around the racetrack. Got some 2 wide and 3 wide battles. As you can hear in the background, cars slapping the wall, mainly their right rear quarter panel, as we got a little battle between Luke Zeich and the 90 of Kyle Petit. too wide as they come down the backstretch into 3. Orange shirts still trying to make that top groove work. See if it comes in as the rest of the track slicks off, as you can see on your screen. Starting to, certainly. Oh, man. Austin Rodasta. Oh! Jordan Abeda and Nick Nichols getting together, and that is going to bring out another caution. So we'll see how that kind of started there off the backstretch. Just as we were calling it live, Austin Rodasta tries to take it, call it too wide at the moment, but turns into 3. And gets into Jordan Abeda, and Jordan Abeda just kind of leans into the 75 of Nick Nichols there. And that will bring out, I don't even know what we're up to, 5 cautions now, maybe? Luckily for Jordan Abeda and Nick Nichols, not a whole lot of damage there.
EOL, please.
Just some scratches on the old paint. It looks like Jordan Abeda is going to get an EOL penalty for that one.
He called for it.
See if we can get to
Who are you talking to, Curtis?
Jordan Abeda there as he slows down on the apron. Not really apron, but low side of the track. Letting all the cars go by him. That is a lonely feeling. Know that you brought out the caution and you were the instigator, but nevertheless, not a lot of damage done. So we'll get him righted back under green shortly.
If it gives you a black, we'll clear it. That's all right. I got it. I got that.
So we got a new leader. 23 of Austin Rodasta. He will now lead your field into 4. Coming back for the restart, and we are back underway. Luke Zeich in that second position. Orange shirts flirting with the wall up there. Take you a little bit through the field here. Again, it seems like everybody's either kissed the wall or got into it pretty severely at this point in the race. Coming up on 18 laps completed. A little battle there with Kyle Petit and Torn Shirts leaning on each other as Luke Zeich tries to make the most of it. He's going to get Kyle Petit, possibly Torn. Nope. Again, a lot of different grooves with the track slicking off here. Austin Rodasta has set sail on your field here. Looks like we are under caution again. So we'll see as we see the 720 of Zach Maroney come to a halt here. And it looks like maybe he was the reason for that caution as we see Daniel Fuller on the outside of him. So if they get together, they do. Ooh, man. Up and over goes Daniel Fuller. Hard impact for both those drivers. Zach Maroney. That was hard impact for those two drivers, and he is, this is kind of where we saw live our leader coming around, and yeah, that right front looks to be toast on Zach Maroney's car. Again, him and Daniel Fuller getting caught up, exiting the corner straight into the wall. Heavy damage on both those cars. That notification, 1 to go. So try to make it back up to our leader. Austin Rodasta, as the lights are off on the Silverado pace truck as he leads the field into turn 3, out of turn 4, and we are back underway. It looks like Torn Shirts has some damage to the front end of that mini stock. Yeah, certainly. It's hard to tell sometimes if it's dirt, mud, or a combination of both, but it does look like Torn does have some damage as he kisses the right rear quarter panel on the wall there. You see some cars in the pits getting repaired. To the end of the field here. Connor Trantham, Jordan Abeta, and the 75 Nick Nichols, Brandon Hall there. Gregory Thorough in that little Tykes car, trying to figure out how to run the bottom there. As you see Rico, oh, keep it straight, Curtis. Curtis pounding the fence there, keeping it green. Oh, Scott Trantham in the wall there. Everybody's righted. Ian Clark up there, maybe too close for comfort. Eddie Garcia seems to be the only car really on the track that doesn't have any pressure from behind. Should take you back up to the leader. Austin Radasta got a 1 second lead back to the 33 of Torn Shirts there at the top of your screen. Riding that high side. It's number 90 of Kyle Petit and the 03 of Luke Zeich battle it out for what would be 4th position. Hear a lot of wall scraping. Oh, and we got another caution. Looks like multiple cars involved there. And already you can see on your screen the little Tykes car of Gregory Thorough, red and yellow car at the top of your screen. Getting a little sideways and locking them up and collecting Brandon Hall, Curtis Heldenbrand, and Rico. Man, shows you how quick incidences can occur. You see the hood of Curtis Heldenbrand, see if we can pan to him. Oh, and Curtis Heldenbrand gets into the rear of Brandon Hall there under caution. See this one last time. Yeah, not sure what that was about. Maybe Curtis thinks Brandon was the instigator of that caution, but nevertheless, a lot of heavy front damage there for the 3BH. See if race control reviews that and issues a penalty to the 9 of Curtis Heldenbrand for wrecking someone under caution. Nevertheless, the 38, the 3BH, the 9, and the 03 of Rico Bocconi all involved in that last caution. Again, up front, Radasta, Shirts, Zeich, Petit, Garcia, keeping those cars for the most part clean. See 3BH of Brandon Hall going to the, no, not going to the pits. Again, heavy front end damage there after getting collected with Gregory Thorough and the incident, we'll call it, under caution there with the 9 of Curtis Heldenbrand. See Zach Roney in the pits there, getting repairs, as I believe Torn Shirts, excuse me, Austin Radasta and Torn Shirts leading them out of turn 4 to get back underway here. And we are green, as you see Kyle Petit already working on Luke Zeich there, trying to get every position that you can here. Appears to be pretty challenging. Oh, it's Ian Clark gets into the back of John Dohan there. Nick Nichols working underneath Greg Dreiling there. Again, back in the field, man, it is a hornet's nest. 2 and 3 wide, as far as you can see. Really, you could throw a blanket over the top 10 on back as the leaders start to spread it out again. See Luke Zeich taking a peek at Kyle Petit there. Torn Shirts, Austin Radasta, battle heating up there for your top position. Follow each other into turn 3 out of 4. Coming across to complete lap 29 of the 55 scheduled. See Brandon Hall running that 15th position, looking underneath. Oh, Gregory Thorough, he loops it around, single car, see if we go under caution. And we do. For a single car spin, Gregory Thorough in that 38 little Tykes machine. Scott Trantham, car looks pretty good for all the various cautions that we've had. Connor Trantham, car looking pretty good. He did suffer a little bit of left front damage, left front fender damage on that one of the previous cautions that we saw him tag the inside wall. Jordan Abeda looking pretty clean in that 23 car. Got Hilton on the hood. Hilton race team. 78 of Mark Weeman Bremkamp. Car looks pretty clean. Ian Clark got a little damage. Been involved in a caution earlier. Try to get you back up to our leaders as we are going into 3, coming out of turn 4 to take the green. Again, torn shirts right on the bumper of that 23 machine. Trying to get a jump on him if you can. See how this battle continues to shape up. Again, you see the 82 of Ian Clark and 78 of Mark Bremkamp continuing to try to get that high line to come in for him. Connor Trantham up there as well. Man, this mid-pack, as I mentioned earlier, is just a hornet's nest. Hard to pass as we got 3 wide. Nick Nichols, Eddie Garcia, Ian Clark. See Mark Bremkamp get too much of the wall. Oh, and we got a sandwich there, Eddie Garcia and Ian Clark. Thankfully, everybody's okay. Keep it straight, Eddie. Gets into the 23 of Jordan Abeda there. And, oh, keep it off him, Eddie. And this is just good stuff. Nick Nichols trying to overtake Ian Clark there as they go 3 wide for a moment with Jordan Abeda on the bottom side there. Looks like we got a half second back to your leader. Let's hand to that real quick. In torn shirts, working on the 23 of Austin Radasta as we come to complete lap 36 of this 55 lap feature. Looks like the distance still holding at about a half a second back. Daniel Fuller there trying to figure it out. Rico, same thing there, heavy damage on that 03 pink and white car. Got the 15 of John Dohan and 35 Greg Dreiling and a 3BH of Brandon Hall. And Greg Dreiling, I would assume, suffering from some of those earlier incidents. Maybe down on power, steering. Oh, we see Scott Trantham have a moment. Did he get it collected? He does. Without bringing out another caution. See a good little battle here. Ian Clark, Nick Nichols, and Jordan Abeda as we go 3 wide. Off of turn 2 there, going into 3, and we'll keep it 3 wide. Great driving by these drivers here. Again, oh, Jordan Abeda didn't like that, said no thanks, I'm going to drop to the bottom. Following Nick Nichols around the bottom. Ian Clark doing a great job up top, keeping that thing out of the fence. Pan back to Luke Zeich in that 03 car. Just behind the 90 of Kyle Petit, the Richard Petty paint scheme there. So we got Daniel Fuller, looks like going another lap down to your lead pack here. Still following the 33 and the 23 battle for the lead here. We're coming up to complete lap. Oh, and it looks like we got a caution. Oh, there it is right there. Scott Trantham and 15 of John Dohan. So we'll see how that transpired. Looks like a little case of, hey, I'm down here. Hey, I didn't see you. Maybe Scott Trantham pressing the issue a little bit here. Boy, the 15 of John Dohan already got that car sideways well before the corner. So looks like Scott's just gonna maybe not check up in time. Don't see any flames out of the right side of that car. And just looks like he collects them going into the corner. That's all it takes. And they will go do-si-do, round and round. Luckily for those 2 drivers, nobody hit the wall. They wait for the field to go around them, get righted again. So We're almost coming up to 10 laps to go. Again, caution laps do not count in this one. Austin Radasta, still your leader. The 33 of Torn Shirts in second. As you see Daniel Fuller getting one of his, looks like seven or 8 laps back as a wave round car. As we are, I believe, on 1 to go here. Yep. Headlights off on the Chevy Silverado iRacing official pace truck. We'll make the hard left, bounce off that yellow tire in the pits. And Austin Radasta, that Rhino Linings of Pueblo, rouughtruckracing.com entry will lead him back to the green. Again, going around to complete lap 42 here. See if we get any battles. And it looks like we're under caution once again, so we'll see what transpired here. Oh boy, Rico Bocconi facing the wrong way, gets airborne almost. So we'll see what happened here. Oh, it looks like a big checkup here. 3BH 35 of Greg Dreiling. You can see the fire coming out of the 03 machine there as he gets into the 35 of Greg Dreiling, and then John Dohan behind him must not have seen it in time and says hello to the rear bumper of Greg Bocconi as he slams into that wall. This, I believe, was right as the green was displayed or right before it, so they are under caution. Tough break there for Rico. And not sure how that mini stock's still holding on. Heavy damage. Not sure what caused that. Looked like a chain reaction from maybe 10th, 11th, 12th place, slamming on the brakes, going into 3 ahead of the start. And John Dohan could not get woed up in time.
Car fenced it on the restart. A couple of us have a black flag for it. I have no idea.
So we'll go back up to your leaders. Good look at that Chevy Silverado pace truck. We sort out the field. And same thing for Mr. Dreiling in that 35 blue, yellow, and black car. Heavy damage to the front end of that 3BH machine from the various cautions, incidents. As we'll re-rack them and try it again. Again, your leader still the 23 of Austin Radasta. Only been 2 leaders so far, the 23 of Jordan Abeda, the 23 of Austin Radasta. See if that holds on as Torn Shirts gives them a little, hey, how you doing in the rear? And we are back underway. And coming to around to complete lap 43 as the battle for the lead is heating up. Battle for second even with 90 of Kyle Petit there. Torn Shirts looking underneath your leader, Austin Radasta, see if he can make any ground on the bottom side there. Side by side on the back stretch. Torn Shirts down low. All right, I don't think this is over. Torn Shirts still fighting. Can he clear him? Great battle. They almost touched going into, I believe, 3. And Torn Shirts gonna clear Austin Radasta. See if a crossover is coming from Austin. Cannot complete it. New leader as we go under caution. Wow. Right in the nick of time for the 33 of Torn Shirts. See what caused that one. Oh boy. We got the 89 of Eddie Garcia Jr. and the 3BH getting together. And from the looks of it, it looks like Eddie Garcia just kind of losing control, losing grip right into the slick, on the slick rather. You can see there, middle of your screen, that dark, glassy, rubbered up texture, and just can't collect himself. And it looks like Brandon Hall there on the bottom, that 3BH is just Wrong place, wrong time. Right front really coming off the ground. Pretty good impact for those two cars as Eddie Garcia is going to head straight into the inside wall. You can see the, oh boy, we got sparks flying on the 3BH. See if we can get to him. Heavy impact there. There he is, right front, facing the wrong direction. Tough break there for the 3BH. As his night will come to an end. You see still sparks flying as he's on pit road there. Got some heavy right front damage there. Looks like the tire is down as well. As he pulls into his pit box. And that might be the end of the night for the 3BH. Scrubbing Tires Media, Throwin Sliders Podcast, Racing Rowdy Ranch machine. Camaro. All right, but back to it. Got about 10 laps to go, and right before that caution, the 33 of Torn Shirts overtook your leader, 23 of Austin Radasta. And again, dirt racing is, they count it back to the last completed lap is for the leader. No scoring loops, as you see in a lot of pavement asphalt. These Torn Shirts will lead them into 3 and out of 4 to complete lap 46 of this 55 lap feature. See if he can hang on or if Austin Radasta's got something for him. Kyle Patillo, man, right on deck. He is gonna, and Rico, we're not done wrecking. Rico gets turned around by the 89 of Eddie Garcia Jr. We saw that live, so we will re-rack him. You see Barney there displaying the yellow. Just a handful of laps here left. Again, some of these cars, oh, as we see John Dohan hit that yellow tire that the pace truck has every caution. But what I was saying is a lot of these cars, you see the 23 of Jordan Aveda there, Mark Bremkamp, some of these cars still look pretty clean, unscathed.
I didn't think that was my caution.
Then you got some others that are on their last leg. You see as you saw the 3BH of Brandon Hall.
Nothing, man. I kept it going.
Right front totally disassembled there, really. You see the lights off on the pace truck. And Torn Shirts, 33 gear wrench, freaky fast Jimmy John's Ford Mustang, lead him back to green. We'll see if we can keep it green for the rest of the duration. Nick Nichols in the 75 trying to go up high to try to get a run, but fortunately scraping the concrete. See the 03 of Luke Zeich on the bottom there of Austin Radasta, trying to steal second place in the closing laps here. Connor Trantham trying to do the same thing. Track has zero grip, it looks like, so everybody's just trying to hold on and find that last bit of moisture to get home here. 6 laps to go. So Nick Nichols is just pounding that wall trying to find something. Looks like everybody's pretty spread out throughout the rest of the field as we are coming to, it's like 4 to go. Once they cross the correct straightaway. Here we go. 4 to go. And oh no, we got Daniel Fuller around, which should bring out the caution right in front of your leader too. See what happened there. Do a little rewind. Again, maybe just a single car spin. Looks like he was by himself. That looks to be the case. Yeah, just got up in the slick there on the high side and just kind of looped it, like I said earlier in the broadcast. Easy to do and certainly pay the price for it. So nevertheless, single car spin by the 25 of Daniel Fuller. He'll get it righted. As we are going to have a 3-lap shootout, it looks like, settle this thing. 52 of 55 completed. Daniel Fuller gets it under power and away. Looks like John Dohan has either had an issue or he's had enough. See the 3BH there still getting repairs. Rico, he has got to be the Iron Man of this race. I'm not sure how that Ford Mustang's still holding on, but nevertheless, he's still out there. As you see, Zach Maroney's still in the pits getting worked on. At this point, their race is over. Looks like torn shirts, 1 to go. See if the lights go off on the pace truck here. Maybe not. Or it was delayed. So again, we're getting into a 3-lap shootout. The lights are indeed off on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. I'll make the hard left into the pit entrance, bounce off the tire, and torn shirts will lead them off of 4, and we are back underway. As we should have 2 laps to go. Ian Clark getting a little squirrely back there, collects himself. Austin Radasta trying everything he can to take back over that position. Now we got 2 laps to go. See if there's another change here. Ian Clark, Connor Trantham getting together back there, as Orange Shirts is going to take the white flag from Mr. Barney, the flagman. See if he can hang on to it. Half a second gap back to the 23 of Austin Radasta. Coming into 3 for the final time. And it is going to be the 33 of Torn Shirts, your winner of the Throwin Sliders 55 at I-55 Speedway. Really great job by all the drivers there. A lot of action. Unfortunately, a lot of cautions, but you have some asphalt drivers, dirt drivers, everybody in between. So a really good job here by all the drivers. Looks like Torn Shirts trying to get it spun back around to do his warranted burnouts. Follow him along, see if he can get that thing. There we go. Burn it down for those fans. Barney the flagman waving that checker flag over your winner, Torn Shirts. Heck of a race. Again, took him a while to get caught up to the 23 of Austin Radasta, and then again pass him. Catching him was one thing, passing is another. And he was able to do it with only a handful of laps left, about 10 or 15, and was able to complete the pass and hold on. As you see your second place finisher there, the 23 of Austin Radasta, Rhino Linings of Pueblo, RoughTruckRacing.com, sponsored machine. Scott and Connor Trantham having a little fun there. But nevertheless, that will do it for your event. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. And I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. And yeah, thank you to Racing Rowdy Ranch for putting this on. Scrubbing Tires Media, Throwin Sliders podcast. If you guys have not already, be sure to like, share, subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. Get the counts up, and we appreciate the time and for allowing us to do this and bring you flag to flag coverage. So until we do the next one of these, keep throwing those sliders.
This has been another episode under Scrubbin' Tires Media. Creator and producer of Scrubbin' Tires Media is Brandon Hall. The Hit and the Chip podcast is hosted by Jacob and Jordan Smith. The Throwin Sliders podcast is hosted by Blair Cooper and Brandon Hall. Video and audio creator is Bryce Holcomb. Intro and outro music is owned and produced by Young Troubadour on YouTube. All episodes were created using StreamYard. Thanks for watching, listening, and supporting Scrubbin' Tires Media. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, keep scrubbing those tires.